How's it going? Freddie here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about something very important when it comes to selling high ticket in the online coaching space, which is trust-based sales assets. Now, when you think about assets, right, the word assets, a lot of you watching this video probably have your own successful business and mentor people or want to mentor people on how to get the same success that you have seen, right? So when you think of the word assets, you think of stuff like real estate, right? You think of cash, maybe. You might think of something within your business that you invested into a long time ago that has made you a lot of money. When you're talking about online coaching, right, people don't really think about assets, but the way you gotta look at it is there are a ton of assets that you can leverage within online coaching and as an industry, which will make you so much money. It's not even funny, right? Like, the return on investment is insane. And one of those is trust, right? Another one is reputation. And another one is how good your product is, right? Time you spend perfecting your product. So time you spend perfecting your product, reputation, and trust, right? I would say another one is probably client relationships as well, because if you have good client relationships, you'll pretty much never go broke. And you'll never stop making money with your coaching business. But those first three are the main ones, I would say. But today we're going to talk about trust. Okay, how do you build trust? Well, so much trust in your prospects, in the people looking to buy your mentorship. How do you build so much trust in them so that it's pretty much inevitable that they buy your programs or whatever you sell, right? So the way you got to think about it is how most people or most like sales coaches or sales gurus talk about selling in the online coaching and mentoring space now. Most sales gurus, most sales coaches, they talk about objection handling this, objection handling that, all these different trainings around how to handle this certain objection or that certain objection or this pre-frame or that pre-frame, without being able to realize that you like needing to do all these little ninja tricks with your sales, like that is a sign of a poor ecosystem, right? That is a sign of poor marketing, right? It's a sign of weak marketing systems. Because when you have really good marketing, sales becomes so much easier, right? Have you ever had, I'm sure people that already have an established coaching business or have sold a few high ticket deals before, have experienced laydown deals before. And if you don't know what a laydown deal is, basically it is when a prospect comes through pretty much ready to buy and holding out their credit card just like that, ready to buy straight away. You don't have to really convince them, you don't have to push them too hard or anything like that. They're just ready. People now think that this is just out of the blue, like it's not something that can be actually engineered and predictable within your coaching business or when you sell high ticket. That honestly is not true, and I'm saying this as someone that genuinely has clients that are closing anywhere from 30 to 75% of their sales calls. High ticket, like these are not like small numbers, anywhere from $3,000 all the way up to like $10,000 worth of coaching packages, selling anywhere from 30 to 75% of the time on leads that come through calls, right? And when I tell that to people, they're like, well, okay, how do you actually do that? And I will say, like, for certain, me and all my clients, we're not like experts at sales. In fact, most of the people that I work with have pretty much no high ticket sales experience before they start working with me. Like, for example, Matthew is an example. If you've seen his examples of what I've done for him on my page, he's an Airbnb coach, pretty much no high ticket sales experience, no sort of coaching offer, had a really successful Airbnb business at the time, but no sort of experience with high ticket sales and stuff like that in the coaching space. Another example, Anya, clinical movement coach. I helped her scale to basically making $600 a month with her digital products to $27,000 generated in a single month after launching her coaching program. Again, had never been on a high ticket sales call in her life and had closed at 40%, between 38 and 40% of the high ticket prospects that were through her pipeline, right? So the main way, or the main reason why these people that had barely any sales experience were able to close at such high rates for such high prices was because of trust-based sales assets. Now, simply put, trust-based sales assets are basically videos. They're like long form YouTube videos or long form videos that explain, or they get 3 yeses basically, right? The 3 yes theory. In order for someone to buy high ticket from you, in order for you to charge high ticket and someone actually pay, there needs to be 3 yeses, okay? So the first yes is to an outcome, right? The outcome that you talk about in your content, in your messaging, everything like that. There needs to be a yes to that. There needs to also be a yes to the mechanism, right? Not just like the outcome, like for example, getting to 10K a month. They need to also say yes to the way they're gonna get there, right? Okay, they said yes to making like 10K a month, and they said yes to the mechanism, which is maybe, I don't know, freelancing, right? Freelance video editing, for example, right? They said yes to making 10K a month with freelance video editing, okay? But the third yes, which is what most people screw up on, okay? Because let me just tell you, if you get yeses to the first 2, the outcome and the mechanism, that's such an easy thing to do. Genuinely, it's something that most coaches have down, and it's one thing where so many coaches, like the reason why so many coaches, they struggle to differentiate themselves from the market and basically, you know, build their own brand that, you know, where people don't really see them as like a guru or anything like that. It's because they only focus on the first 2 yeses without focusing on the third yes, which is a yes to you. Okay, this is what these trust-based sales assets do, right? They not only get a yes to the outcome, they also get a yes to the actual mechanism that you use, and the third yes that they get to is a yes to you as a person, as a human being. Because once you have a yes to you, I'll go as far as saying, if you're in a more sophisticated market like business coaching, it's pretty much impossible to, you know, hit like 20 to 50K months in profit if you don't get a yes to you as a person. Because there are so many different business coaches or ways to make money where it's like, okay, people want to make more money, they want a good way to do it, but that's what most people offer. If we're being completely real here, that's what most people offer in the online coaching space, right? The only differentiator, the only way people are actually going to buy, especially with like business coaching, for example, is if they get a yes to you, right? Because there are so many different options out there. The only way you're actually going to get people to say, okay, I'm going to spend thousands of dollars on this person, is if they genuinely believe that you are the person that's actually going to get them there, right? They don't really care about the mechanism and the outcome as much as you'd like to think. Genuinely, they don't. They actually don't care about the mechanism and the outcome as much as you think. They care about who's actually giving the information. So yeah, that's kind of like the whole premise around trust-based sales assets. What they basically do, right, is they get all those 3 yeses and they're used throughout your sales process, right? Before someone books a call and even after someone books a call, they're used throughout your sales process to basically get as many lay down deals as possible and make it extremely predictable for people to just come on the phone and come onto closing calls and basically be ready to buy. So yeah, I have a recording that I share with my clients that work with me either one-to-one or in my done for you service, and you know, I thought it would be a good recording to share with you guys to give more insight into what trust-based assets actually work best in 2025 and beyond to actually give you the best possible chance at closing high ticket deals. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. All right, so this is a video of me explaining the different videos that are basically a non-negotiable for the system. in order to work properly. So the first one is a unique mechanism video. And this video is basically a video breaking down your unique mechanism, right? Right here, Anya has a video that explains the exact method that she uses. It doesn't go into like behind the scenes stuff like in the program demo, but it basically gives like an overview, right? This video should be quite long. It's a video that you send basically before calls. It's a video sent when someone books a call to warm them up and get them sold on the mechanism and the outcome before hopping on the call. And the right mindset. Yeah, because there should be a like this video, this unique mechanism video it has a ton of framing. Like it has a ton. And it basically handles a lot of objections as well. It should talk about your unique mechanism and also your offer briefly, so people have an idea that of what you sell or what you kind of offer to people. So it's not like ambiguous, right? You don't have to explain it as much on the call. Mindset. So that's the first one. The second one is a mini VSL, and this mini VSL is just like this video, where there's a bunch of framing, explains the desired outcome, how you get people the desired outcome with your mechanism, and it explains your client results, your offer in a brief way, right? In an overview kind of way, right? So this is what that video is for. A mini VSL is a miniature version of that. So this video is typically between 2 to 5 minutes, and it's a video that is sent to before people book a call, right? And this basically does the same thing as the unique mechanism video in terms of framing people, in terms of giving them the right mindset, showing them your past results, right? In terms of social proof, everything like that. But it's just a lot shorter, and it's basically there to kind of prime people and encourage people more to book that call, right? So people come in and book the call after watching this. I mean, they don't have to watch this to book here, but if it's here, people are probably going to watch it before booking. And then there's a bunch of testimonials, anything like that here. The third type of video, right? This is on the call booking page, and is a shortened version of the unique mechanism video. Full backstory. This is the third video. Now this is another video that's sent before the main call, and the whole idea is to because people are sold on the outcome and mechanism already with the unique mechanism video and the mini VSL. So now they need to, in order to avoid looking like everyone else in your industry, you need a video that gets people sold on you, because then you eliminate you and only you, I should say. Get sold on you and only you, because then you eliminate all other competition and you create your own niche, right? So basically, once someone books a call, or before someone books a call, they're getting primed and pre-framed by this mini VSL. Then they book a call, and then the first video that they watch
after booking a call, they actually are sent both videos, but they'll probably watch this first one first because it's on the thank you page, right? It'll be on the thank you page. Like this unique mechanism video is going to be on the thank you page here, right? It'll load quickly. Right, so this video is going to be on the landing page. They're probably going to watch this, the thank you page. Sorry, they're probably going to watch this first, right? And then once they are now sold on the mechanism and the outcome that you offer, in order to avoid looking like everyone else in your industry, you need a video that gets people sold on you and only you as the person that will get them to the outcome with your mechanism. Because then you don't have to worry about competition because people only see you. They're sold on you as a person. You are the only version of you, right? So the best way to do that I found is with a video going through your story. Charlie Morgan has a very good video doing this, going through his entire story, you know, and the more tragic you can make your story, the better. I promise you, because the more like human, like for some reason, like human beings, I don't know what it is, but the more tragic someone's backstory is, like the more impressive their feats are, like the more impressive their success is, right? If someone was already a millionaire and then he's talking about how they went from making $1 million a year to making $3 million a year, like people aren't gonna, even though it's really impressive, right? He tripled your income, even though it's really impressive, people aren't going to resonate with that as much as if you said, how I went from $25,000 in debt to $30 million, you know, made online or something like that, and then explain the entire story of that. In Anya's case, for example, she can say how I went from having chronic pain, or how I went from feeling like I wasn't going to be able to lift or play sports again, to now over 10 years later being able to help professionals just like you or just like me move pain-free, move freely, not have to worry about back pain, so on and so forth. That's a very bad example of a title and an intro, but you get the point, right? Because then, right, people are now sold on you. You now are not just some like distant expert, right? You're not just like everyone else in the space. You're you. And if people are sold on you, then they're not going to look for other people, right? Because they now know you know what you're doing from the unique mechanism videos. And now they know that you've been through the same struggles, the same kind of setbacks that they have. So they're way more likely to go with you, right? The next thing is the program demo video. So the program demo video is a video basically sent before the call. So the typical sales process that I run for the offers that I work with, so I think something fell. So the typical sales process that I run for the offers that I work with is a 2-call close sales framework. So the first call is about like a discovery, basically. It's like getting people to understand the mechanism, everything like that, understanding their situation, and basically pre-framing and pre-handling any objections that come up. Then that first call is usually about 15-20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes max, and then we book in a second call, and that second call is a closing call. So now, after that first call, they've watched the unique mechanism video, they've watched the mini VSL, they've watched the video on your story, right? So they're sold on the outcome, they're sold on the mechanism that you offer, and they're sold on you as a person, right? And now you've pre-handled and pre-framed most of their objections, okay? So now they're in the right mindset to buy. Well, not necessarily, they're more so like 80 to 90% there. But the way to get them to 100% is by answering any logical questions that they may have. Because now you've handled the emotional stuff, right? Pretty much handled the emotional stuff all the way. with the videos on the first call. Now they have more logical questions about how the actual system works, because now they know, okay, this is something that I would be interested in. I just need to know what it entails, what the steps are, and whether it's for me or not, to make sure that this is actually something worth investing into, right? Before they even know the price or anything like that. So that's what the program demo video is. And it's basically you going through behind the scenes into your entire system, right? Step by step. First of all, you always want to pre-frame by saying who this is for, as well as who it's not for. It's very important to make sure that you point out who it's not for, to deter people that, you know, are just not going to get good results and are probably not going to close. And then also, like, people who are already that type of person, if you make like a section at the start about who this system is not for, or your program is not for, like, they're going to subconsciously tell themselves that they don't have those traits, even though they had them before, right? It's really weird how it works, right? Because the way that the human brain works is they don't want to associate themselves with something that's bad. Everyone thinks very highly of themselves, whether they say that they do or not. Everyone likes to think that they're a good person, right? Unless they're like genuinely like, I don't know, but like most people like to think of themselves as a good person, or they like to think themselves as someone that possesses positive traits. So if you intentionally point out the negative traits that will disqualify someone from getting the results that they want through this program that they're interested in, they're going to subconsciously tell themselves that they're not that type of person. So that's why you want to have that part in the beginning where it's like, okay, this is who it's not for, right? And this is who it is for, right? This is who it's not for. So if you're the opposite of that and you are this type of person, this is for you. And another thing I would add inside of here is testimonials and stuff like that, like mini testimonials, but there's other stuff for that. I wouldn't say it's 100% necessary for this stage in the sales process and for what this video is supposed to do, but that's just another tweak I would add. But yeah, that's what the program demo video is for, is to explain and answer any second layer logical questions about the program. And then you need to have an FAQ section at the end. And the reason why you have an FAQ section at the end about like all the questions, and these questions that you have in the FAQ, it's not something made up. You take basically the most commonly asked questions from sales calls or anything like that, or past clients, the most commonly asked questions from people that want to join your program, and you basically have a whole section at the end answering those questions, right? Answering those questions and handling those objections head on. Okay, so that's it for the program demo video. Now the next thing is client interviews and testimonials. So the program demo video is sent after first call, and then so is the client interviews and testimonials, right? The client interviews and testimonials also sent after first call. And the reason for that, right? The reason why we want to make it after the first call, I mean, we can get them to watch them before the first call, but the way that we position the first call is a way for them to basically get more clarity on their situation and get more information, right? We don't frame the call as like a call where they're going to learn about a program, right? It's only on the first call where we mention the program, because then we've already built enough rapport and we've already built enough pain in their situation to where getting a program to get help solving their situation is the next logical step. And now once you've identified that as the next logical step, we then send them a video answering the second layer logical questions that they have in the program demo video. And then now that they've watched that program demo video, they're like, okay, cool. This seems like something that can actually work for me. I can see all the different steps that we go through, and I can see clearly, okay, this can probably work for me, right? Now they also are gonna think in the back of their head, right? Okay, this sounds good. This sounds great. Like it seems like it would work, but I need to be 100% sure it's gonna work, right? And the only way they're going to know, outside of just going ahead and doing it themselves, is seeing past case studies, client testimonials, proof, undeniable proof that it has worked for other people. And not just other people, but people that fit their current situation. They need to not just see results, they need to be able to relate to the people in the client interview, right? So I would highly recommend, if you're going to do a client interview, doing it with someone that pretty much fits your exact ICP or the type of person that you want to work with. I mean, I would recommend doing client interviews with all types of people that come through your program, but let me just go on Anya. I recommend doing client interviews with all types of people in your program. But for the most part, do it with people that fit your ICP to the T, and then everyone else, you can just send client interviews of other people that fit their situation. So yeah, these are 2 client interviews that Anya's done, just as an example. And yeah, it really just is a long form video of you going through, like, they're basically saying, okay, this is what my first month was like, this is what my experience was like working with so on and so forth. This is the hurdles I was dealing with before. This is how we broke those hurdles. And this is the kind of trajectory I'm going on after working with Anya, right? So that's the kind of purpose there. And then also you want to send short form testimonials, right? You want to send client interviews. Client interviews are a little bit longer, so you can't send like 5 client interviews. But another way to kind of stack a bunch more proof without, wasting too much of their time is by sending a bunch more testimonials, like shorter testimonials, right? And then the next video is a free course or a high level breakdown. So this free course is going to be, so this is a video, right? I'm using my video as an example here, but this is a video.
Start working with each other.
Sorry. This is a video that basically goes through your unique mechanism, and then also basically goes through the exact steps that you take your clients through, like the exact information that you give to your clients for free, right? Because, and I want you to kind of think about it this way. You're probably thinking, okay, why would I give all this information out for free? But you have to realize, right? People don't pay for information. Information is free. Information is out there for free, always, right? But the thing that people pay you for is for the implementation and personalization of that information to their situation. I think that rhymed, but yeah. Basically, they don't pay you for the information; they pay you for the implementation of it, right? So, by you giving out all this information, you're not going to lose anything by doing it. If anything, you're going to gain, right? Because even if someone never works with you after watching the video, if they get good results or if they make progress from the information that you share in this free course, you're literally going to change someone's life. And also, that person is probably going to work with you down the line if you have some kind of offer that speaks better towards them. Or they might just refer you to someone else. You never know. Like there's so many like positive flywheels and positive feedback loops that can happen from you having this free course or free high level breakdown in your bio, right? And the way that it works is, or the reason why it's so effective and how it fits into the system is, okay, I'm going to break it down for you. Someone sees an ad of yours, or they watch a video of yours on like a reel or something. They follow your page and then they go to your profile. They check out your videos and they see, oh, free course 2 hours long on how to scale from 0 to 10K a month. And it's right here. It's a YouTube video. And they come in and then they watch the YouTube video. Let me just go back to where it was. They watch the YouTube video. Even if they don't watch the whole thing, they might just save it and then watch it back later and finish it. And then by then they spend maybe 45 minutes to 2+ hours with you already. You've built a ton of trust. You showed you know what you're talking about. And ideally, at the start, you've framed people, right, with the right mindset and the right expectations, so that when they come across this information, they don't use it in the wrong way, or they understand when to use it if they're not meant for it right now, right? And then you also want to sprinkle in social proof. It's very important. You want to sprinkle in social proof at the start, sharing testimonials and stuff like that, right? And maybe linking to, for example, if you have a really good testimonial sharing in this free course, you say, okay, this person got this results. And if you want a longer form video, explain their results in more detail, I have a video in the description with me and XYZ client explain their results, what they went through before, how they overcome these, roadblocks, and what their, goals are moving forward after working with me, right? What they've achieved. So that's what this free course is for. And another thing on the social proof, the reason why I'm so adamant on it is because you have to think about it, right? People are coming to your profile and they're seeing this video. It's probably one of the first impressions they have of you in terms of a long form video, right? So the way that you get people to not only like watch the video and go on your profile once, but to keep coming back, and whenever they see your videos, just keep coming back, is by showing them that you know what you're talking about, but also giving away as much information for free, and then getting them to consume that information. But how do you get them to want to consume that information? How do you get someone to want to actually sit through a 2-hour long video about you yapping about a certain topic and how you get people results? Is by explaining that the exact same information that you're sharing in the video is exactly what helped one of your clients achieve the exact thing that they want, right? The exact results that they want. And then you end that by saying, but I'm giving it all away in this video for free. So you better stick around and you better watch to the end. Who is not going to watch to the end? Even if they don't watch to the end of the first time, they're going to save the video and come back, right? Because you've pre-framed them to think, okay, this is the exact same information that this person used to get to XYZ result, and I really want that result. I need to watch to the end to make sure I have the knowledge to do the same. That's the whole idea behind it. That's why you need to have a bunch of pre-framing and social proof in this free course, because these people don't know you. They don't owe you anything. So you need to make them care about what you're giving them in terms of information, right? That's how you do it. It's not salesy. It's not like you're trying to sell people something. It's you're basically just giving people what they want. There's nothing salesy about that, right? So you're just mentioning that, like, you're just giving context to that information and giving them more of a reason to actually stick around, right? And filtering out the right people. Okay, so this video is in your bio and gives away your entire service delivery framework theory, like the theory behind it, not like the actual inner workings of it, because then like what your client's paying for, but the theory behind it, and then plus practical, sprinkle in practical elements that they can plug into their own systems or life. Now, the onboarding video. So this video is pretty self-explanatory. When someone comes into your program and they become onboarded and they get onboarded, they watch a video and basically it welcomes them into the program. And it explains what to do on the page, right? Very self-explanatory. This video should not be any longer than 2 minutes, to be honest. They're literally just explaining, okay, welcome to the program, fill in the onboarding form, book your onboarding call. This is what's going to happen on the onboarding call. And then after the onboarding call, this is what's going to happen. That's all you're doing, right? Very, very simple. And then the last type of video, the thank you video. So when someone books a call, they get met by this video, and it basically explains step by step what's going to happen now that they've booked a call, right? And it's basically going through the steps on this page here. step 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's pretty much what all the videos are and how they fit into the system. I hope this video was helpful, and yeah, take care.
Alright, so we made it to the end of the video. Hope you found a lot of value from what I shared today. Just want to end off by saying that if you already have a successful business and you want to pivot into online mentorship and coaching, or you have an existing coaching business and you want to scale to 20 to 50k a month in take-home profit every single month, and you like the approaches that I have on my YouTube videos, you like the way that I break things down, and you genuinely want to understand how you can implement these lessons and these frameworks that I share in my videos into your own business. I actually have my Instagram linked in the description. You can go ahead and shoot me a follow on there, watch some of my Instagram content, and DM me the word ecosystems. When you DM me the word ecosystems, I'll be able to understand that you want more help in terms of understanding and getting more context around how you can implement some of the frameworks that I speak about in my videos. Right, so we really will just have a conversation with me, about your business, where you're at right now, and see how I can really help. But if you've already done that, feel free to hit the subscribe button and like the video or not. I don't really mind. But all that to say, I share videos just like these every single week around how business mentors and coaches like yourself can scale to 20 to 50k a month in take-home profit. So yeah, if you like the video, again, feel free to like, subscribe or not. I don't really mind, but yeah, hope you enjoyed.